So now just relax yourself and also your mind, and not to give rise to any sort of afflictive emotion or conceptual thought, and then try to concentrate into the devotion to carry through this Guru Yoga practice, supplicating to the Guru, that who is the condensed nature of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas.
Nasole, Shine Drand, Nur Lente, June the Kanyamar, Rangi Dilla Yabi, Dacho, Hedon, Timu, Najar Tradut, Niamamba Tunga, Ndinga the Drand, Tarwa Tandichi, Lam Metoba Shiva, Kroa Tamed Cham du Shiva, Ndiret, they wrong same day, Mativi, this are not known, they are aware.
So, of course, we know that we don't have any other external enemies. The real enemy that which harms and disturbs us is all the afflictive emotion, such as like desire, hatred, ignorance, jealousy, and pride. And these are the afflictive emotions that which cause all the problem, and then wandering in the samsara. And at the same time, that which obscures and obstructs to attain complete liberation and enlightenment. So we have to concentrate how we can just subdue and purify these afflictive emotions. So, among all these 5 afflictive emotions, the most worst and the powerful is that the I or the ego, and that how we have so much grasping and clinging, and because of that, how we just lead even to hell realms. So this is the co-emergent self-attachment or the ego, that which we need to purify. So the outer enemies, of course, we can just physically just fight with them with all sorts of weapons, but the internal or the inner enemy, the afflictive emotions, is only we can subdue through all this supplication, prayer to the triple gems, and then through the Dharma practice. There is no any weapons that we can fight with them.
Par magic kang that is in the shortune, she had come married. Ronso the duty name but the part Sameshia, dancing Sameshia, they cheer the all terrace.
So the Dharma practice is nothing like that to be kind of just show off or to look, just something nice, externally. But the actual thing is that how we can just work with our afflictive emotions and the self-attachment or the ego, how we can just subdue about that. All the time it is very important that to watch one's own mind and to examine oneself.
So
that we are somehow wandering in this cyclic existence from beginningless lifetime. It is all because of that not watching one's mind So it is always important to watch one's mind or watch oneself, that how we can just apply certain kind of antidote to subdue it.
No, Tashi Nyingma Kona Konshana or Dena Tonji, Conjola Soratani, Rongi, on the Barashi Yaku, deducing Mandus.
So in that way, whatever sorts of afflictive emotions may arise, then carry through the practice of supplicating to Triple Gem, and then other practices, and at the same time try to just recognize their nature and rest in the nature of mind, and don't chase after those thoughts.
Maroso, hitting and laying embarrass, yet then the decision and 1 years on it, not just cigarettes, on day in the choose magical and Momchusia, Najarsia, then they kind of mother. Send the wrong send them, Marhiki to all Lopo Chondriana, Yandagi Chipa Resanada, Mandasanada, oh, there's also readers.
So that somehow all the sentient beings are, because of their negative karma, of course, when death happens, also just how one can end up with so much, suffering. And even within this lifetime, even we have a little bit of knowledge or some sort of quality, then instantly we give rise to so much ego and that self-attachment and pride. So that way one cannot get any benefit. Just one have to work hard to subdue the ego and then the afflictive emotion, and one has to be just be very simple and humble, and try to be more kind of relaxed. And in that way, inwardly, if one have the actual practice, it doesn't matter whatever people says, good or bad, right or wrong. It is just more important to look inside.
Oh yeah. What the nation they don't number gun, Shiroji, Dra Karayana, Tonji. Maji dra yimbar sam, lundra, medra, chudra, charpapi dra, yang did Kono coin, but Medan Guru Iranian Monima Insambi, then me but said it Rondon Yambo, and Nandi Baji Sardo, Nipachimbo.
So in this way, just when one chant the Bhajar Guru mantra, then one try to understand that how everything, all these sounds are by its nature in form of the Bhajar Guru mantra, such as like the sound of fire, water, and other elements, including rainfalls, whatever sound one may hear. Try to visualize and try to think that it is the Bhajar Guru mantra, and with that having the mindfulness, and then oneself also started chanting the Bhajar Guru mantra, then there is lots of benefit.
So do see your Luma 22 Sondo Bhajaro Guru Majikin Yinsum Shenro Pomo Lasova. Quand on a Iran Layimba, Gurumbachi Lasoyimba, Sartap, Dijimba, Denis Sena, Nibachimuris.
And then also to establish and to have that pure perception that wherever we are staying or wherever we live, just try to understand that this is the like a pure field of the Guru Pama Sambhava. And then all the just peoples, male and female, that just don't perceive as ordinary, try to think that they all are like just the meditational deity. In that way, if we visualize and try to just meditate, then also there is a lot of benefit, and also one can receive the blessings.
Tana Tropur Mig Temmeted on the Jula de Nimbo Yuris, then they start Dana, Nibachembo Yuris.
So, of course, in generally that all sentient beings that have the Buddha nature, there is no any single sentient being who doesn't have that Buddha nature, including like these tiny insects and ants. So, based on that true nature, if we just visualize as these pure appearances, then of course the practice could become more powerful.
Rang sem de yen number toba again rog yuri.
So somehow we need to develop that our pure mind or pure nature. So that way, if we visualize, then it will just help and benefit. These are not to establish some kind of pride within oneself, but it is based on that the primordial nature, what it is as it is.
Ngajar control nyama meva kiki torajigene kadijo netibachis.
So there is an example that which is saying like the wild animal that whose horn is just broken, and when the horn is broken, then that naturally just worried about that being harmed by other beings, so they become very humble. And similar like that, we should also train ourselves not to give rise to pride and all sorts of afflictive emotion, and try to subdue and be more just humble and simple.
So cheba insan Troyong la maros yenda sur control non television telepart control manos sur keke dona telepart les mages sur son projet dire ni les manjama de mumbakia now tela les mages no gejon chu qui don't them o tendency to do not language.
So as we are the Dharma practitioner, then there is the just teaching that which is known as try to abide in the four mind training practice, such as like when somebody is angry at you, then you don't just angry back, and when somebody just criticize you or insult you, you don't just do that same action back to the other. And when somebody just picks up your fault and mistake, you don't do that same thing to the other. And when someone just kind of hits you and you don't hit back, in that way we have to train our mind to just carry through these practices. So the Dharma practice, Dharma is all the Dharma teaching. First, of course, we need to understand, and then apply into practice is very important. So once body, speech, mind try to really mingle with the Dharma teachings, then it is just called practitioner and good. So then all these sentient beings, that there is no anyone left out who has not been once a parent. So in that way, it is always important to train one's mind to give rise to compassion, loving kindness to all those beings, and especially even those beings who you consider as an enemy. Don't think that they are enemy, because many past lifetimes they are also very kind to you as a just kind of related, and then still try to generate more compassion and loving kindness to all those beings, and try to just subdue all the afflictive emotions.
Oya teneta terin togar Nyingma o dere de Toronto yandan tangipe togar davant de use.
So then this morning that Tegel second year, which means the fourth year students receiving the Tegel instruction, and rest you all can leave and carry through your practices.
Okay, thank you.